welcome back to the channel once again. This is Hannah and I am bringing you 7 days of Christmas DIYs and gift ideas. We are on days 5 and 6. That is what we're going to work on today. I'm going to combine them because they're very quick DIYs, simple DIYs, and I'm behind 8 days, so I figure I need to get caught up. And since these are very quick little simple DIYs, I figure we just combine them in one day. But you get 2 DIYs and it will cover days 5 and 6. So I hope you don't mind that. And if you've not watched 1 through 4, then go back to the channel, find those and go ahead and give them a watch. If you have enough time, then click this subscribe button and also share the videos as well. So let's get started with DIYs 5 and 6 for 7 days of Christmas DIYs and gift ideas. All right, guys. So DIY number 5 will be Glam candle holders. They will be Christmas inspired and just everyday glam inspired. The items that I have to use today's DIY project are purchased from the Dollar Tree. You will need several bags of the bling, at least 3 bags of the bling gems. You will need 2 round circle mirrors, 2 square circle mirrors, and 2 glasses from the Dollar Tree. Now you can use whatever kind of glass that you want to use, but I decided to use this style, something different. So first, clean your glass. I'm using a coffee filter because it helps get the fingerprints off a little bit better without leaving any streaks behind. So get your glass clean, clean your mirrors, and then we can get started with the DIY. Now I have some mini little ornaments from the Dollar Tree. They come in a long tube, come in an assortment of different colors, at least 3 different colors. And this is like a champagne and a glitter combination that it came in, and I love the way it looked. It screams elegance. I just love the way it looked, the color combination. But we're going to put a couple of those into this glass and turn it upside down, and we're going to glue it to the square mirror. Now, I didn't know at the time when I began to do this DIY that I forgot to get some permanent glue. So all of this entire project, you're going to see me only use hot glue, but it's not safe to only use hot glue, especially for making candle holders. So you need to be sure to add some permanent glue along with this hot glue to this DIY. So everywhere that you see me put in hot glue, be sure to add permanent glue. And you can use E6000, you can use crazy glue, any type of permanent clear colored glue should work, okay, that is safe for glass. So make sure you use that. So I'm just going to put some hot glue around the rim of this glass for, of course, recording purposes, so I can go ahead and get the video out to you guys. And then we're going to put it in the center of the square glass, hold it down for a few minutes and let it dry. All right, so we're going to add our gems now. Now these gems, like I said, they came from the Dollar Tree. You can find similar gems at places like Hobby Lobby and Michael's. But these from the Dollar Tree were $1, so why not use those? I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back of them, and we're just going to stick them around the perimeter of the glass to kind of give it a glam border. This step is optional, but if you want it to look the way that this candle holder is going to look, then just repeat these exact steps to get that desired look. And so I'm just placing them kind of close together with a little dab of hot glue. Now, you can also use permanent glue, and I suggest that you also use permanent glue on the back of these gems as well, because like I said, using the permanent glue will make everything permanent. You won't have to worry about them ever falling off or anything. Now, the acrylic does work well with the hot glue, and they typically don't fall off unless someone peels them off or it falls and they kind of get knocked off. But for the most part, with the acrylic and the hot glue, you don't have to worry about it too much, like coming off or anything. Now, the glass with the hot glue on the mirror is a whole nother thing. We need permanent glue for sure for the glass in the mirror situation. So I'm going to finish this up, and then we're going to move to the next step. Now we need to secure our hectagon or our round mirror, whichever one you decide to pick up for the Dollar Tree. Either will work. And if you have to use a square one, a square one will work as well. But we're going to adhere it to the top portion of the candle holder, which is the bottom portion of the glass. So I'm going to put hot glue and permanent glue. Although you don't see me do it here in the video, you must add permanent glue as well and let it dry. You don't want to touch it either for a few hours until it is secure. Now the hot glue will let you continue to do a little bit of work with it as it's still dry, but you want to be very careful. So try to center it as best you can. You can clean it with the coffee filter or some type of microfiber cloth or something like that to get off any fingerprints. So that's what I'm doing here. And I have a little bit of glass cleaner on the, not glass cleaner, but vinegar on the coffee cleaner. And that helps to keep the streaks and fingerprints off. But this is the finished look of the first candle holder. Now I wanted to do another candle holder since the one we just done was kind of Christmas inspired because it had the little champagne colored ornaments in it. I wanted to do one for if you wanted to give as a gift and so that they can use it after Christmas as well for all seasons or whatever. So this one is going to be our Glam candle holder. And to create this one, we're going to put the glass gems inside of the wine glass, just like we did the ornaments. And then I found this little bowl from at the Dollar Tree, this little feather bowl. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And we're just going to glue it around the rim of that glass so it can have that I guess more of that Hollywood like feel. And I'm just measuring it to where I want it. And I'm going to glue it down with hot glue around the rim of the glass. Now I am just trimming some of the wild feather pieces that's sticking out a little bit further than I like them to, or just like about to fall off already. So I'm just trimming some of that up and getting it in order or whatever. So yeah, I just wasn't satisfied with just that look. I thought that it definitely needed some bling to glam it up. So I found this little piece of bling in my craft stash. It's some leftover bling from a roll that I had probably about, I don't know, many months ago. And I'm not even sure where I got it from. I want to say Michael's, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, but I'm going to add it to this bottom portion of the glass, and it's going to give it the pop of bling that I'm thinking it needs to make the whole look pop. Now I want it to look glam but not overly done, and this amount of bling is just right, and it gives it just the amount of glam that I was looking for. So I'm just adding it with some hot glue, and then I'm going to put the top onto the top portion of the candle holder so that we can complete the look. Again, remember to clean your mirror so that there's not any fingerprints on there whenever you get ready to glue it down to the top of the candle holder. Use lots of hot glue and plenty of permanent glue as well to adhere your two pieces together. And this completes our DIY number 5 for the candle holders. This is the look that I was going for. I love it. I can definitely use this candle holder throughout the year, and I plan on doing exactly that. So here is how it looked, all put together and side by side, with the Christmas inspired one as well. I love how they both look. I really do. And yeah, I hope you do too. So we're going to move right into DIY number 6 right after the reveal of DIY number 5. And here we are getting started with DIY number 6, which will be a countdown calendar, for the countdown days to Christmas, something that my daughter really wanted. She's always asking how many more days to Christmas, etc., etc. So I thought this would be a perfect way, to get her more involved, and she can count down her days herself so that she can know exactly how many more days left until Christmas without having to constantly keep asking me. So here we're going to use the Grinch with the ornament as our image. And I got it off of Google. I put it into Cricut Design Space, and I've saved it as a cut file, which is the file over to the left, because we're going to use it with some vinyl. We're not going to do sublimation for this particular DIY. We will be using vinyl. So you want to upload it to your Cricut canvas, such as this. And because this was an image from Google, I'm have to contour it to get my colors together, and I'm going to have to separate the whole entire arm because it is one piece. So I've learned how to go in and kind of contour to get the images separate, and then it could be even a easier way to do this, but this is the way that I know how to do it. It's something that I just figured out on my own over time. And yeah, so I just do it this way. So what I do is what you see. I push the contour, and I get the piece that I want by itself, and I duplicate the rest and keep using it until I get all my pieces separate. All right, so now I'm going to size it down. Now that I have everything pieced together, I didn't show it out on camera. Maybe I would do another separate video in more detail on how I do my contouring to layer my images using vinyl. But now that I've sized it down, and I think I sized it down to a 4x6 for that particular image. I mean, that particular frame that we're going to be using. Now we're simply going to cut it. So we're going to send it to the canvas so it can be cut out with the Cricut machine. As you can see, it's going to be 3 different mats. You're going to need one for white, one for red, and one for green. And then we're going over to the machine here and push the Cricut little symbol. This will allow us to cut it out. So we're going to cut it out real quick, and then we will put it onto the glass frame. Okay, so we have all our pieces cut out, and now we're going to weed our vinyl so that we can reveal the image. Now I'm going to tell you, on the red, I didn't realize until I was about to put down the red ornament on here That I forgot. I did not want the red ornament to be a solid color. Originally, I wanted it to be a solid color if I was going to put the images inside of the glass, but this time I decided to do it on the outside of the glass instead of the inside. And so I'm going to have to go back to the machine and recut the ornament, and you will see that later on in the video. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and weed and put on the other portion of this vinyl piece down to the mirror, or not the mirror, but down to the glass frame. All right, I'm going to cut away the arm of the Grinch just to make this a lot simpler for me as I adhere it down to the glass. So I'm put these other pieces out of the way. And I'm just kind of getting an idea where I want to put it on a frame. I didn't really do any measurements, so I'm kind of doing it, by eye. So I'm just going to play around with it for a second. And then when I get it to where I want it, we're going to get that transfer tape and we're going to put it on there. Now, once you got it on the transfer tape, you want to make sure you line it up exactly where you want to put it, because once it touches the glass, pretty much it's going to just stay there. It's going to be very difficult to get it back up without destroying the vinyl and having to recut it all over again. So be really careful and mindful of where you want to cut it. So that's why I'm going to cut this excess piece of the transfer tape, because it's kind of getting in my way and it's not allowing me to place the arm exactly flush against it, not flush, but close to the edge where I want it to be. So that's why I cut that little piece off. So now that I'm happy where I want it, I'm going to let it down. You're going to burnish it a little bit, or press, scrub, give it a little scrub gently, because this is glass. And then peel it off, and you're going to repeat the rest of the you're going to repeat that steps for the rest of the vinyl pieces. But before I show you that, I'm going to show you how I had to go back in and cut that ornament, because I didn't want it to be a solid ornament. I actually wanted it to be a like cutout ornament, so it can have the open circle kind of do that. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. The solid look just isn't going to work while it's on top of the glass. Now, had it been behind the glass, it'd have been fine. So I had to go back and recut the ornament, and this time I cut it with a cutout, which is how I originally was supposed to do it, but my mind is preoccupied and I forgot, and I made a solid one. So we're going to cut it out, and then we're going to add it to the glass. All right, you guys, I will apologize now that my camera rather, is turned in a different direction. I thought it was picking up the right way, but it's not. It's a little sideways, but you can still get the idea of what's going on. So I went back to my machine and I realized I forgot to cut the words for the calendar. So I went and cut out days until Christmas. And I just put this bow right here so I can gauge where I need to put the words, because I don't want the bow to cover it up. So I just set it there so I can know where to put it. I'm going to put it down, burnish it, and then I'm going to remove the contact paper, and then I'm going to add the Christmas part on there. And then we will hot glue that same buffalo plaid bow that you just saw me take away. We're going to add it to our corner to jazz up the look. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I thought I added a little something extra. And so that's what we're going to do. And yeah, we're going to do that now. So now I'm going to add the bow to the corner with some hot glue. I use a lot of hot glue to make sure that it stays secure to the corner. So now you guys, to use this calendar, you need a dry erase marker, and you just simply write into the ornament the amount of days that are left till the for the countdown to Christmas. And you see, you can simply erase it with a piece of tissue or your finger, as I was just showing you. But this is the final look of the DIY, and I'm so in love with it. It's just so super cute. My daughter, she's really gonna love it. She's really gonna love and enjoy writing on it. So yeah, this is something that will keep the kids entertained as they count down the days till Christmas. So I hope you guys are loving these 7 days of Christmas DIYs. If you are, leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Thumbs up the video and share it with a family member or friend. Until next time, you guys, be blessed, and I will see you tomorrow for the last day of the DIYs. Bye.